Tua actually has, probably one of the prettiest balls I've ever caught in my life. So
let's talk about the Chiefs starting phase 3 of OTAs, Tyreek Hill lying about his new quarterback, look at a couple very nice catches, one being from Justyn Ross himself, and much more. But first, how about those?
From the Permian Basin in West Texas, how about those Chiefs?
What's up, guys? My name is Cole, and I do daily news about the Chiefs and the NFL overall, so I'm going to need you to sub if you're new. Hit that like button if you like this one-handed grab from Justyn Ross, and let's get into this news, starting with some How About Those Chiefs video uploads. You guys can now submit videos of you saying How About Those Chiefs, and just like the clip you just saw, I'll start including them in my videos. We had a couple uploads yesterday, which was great, and I also got this photo uploaded to me of this man and his dog with one fine looking Chiefs coffee cup, I might add. So whoever you are, looking good, and give that dog a couple dozen treats for me today, please and thank you. All right, phase 3 of the off-season workout program with OTA started yesterday, May 25th for the Chiefs, and this will be the first of 3 groups of OTA practice sessions with a total of 10. Yes, 10 for the entirety of phase 3. There's no pads at the moment, just some good old-fashioned team drills, with it being the most extensive football work for the full team since the end of the 2021 NFL season. So you do love to see that, don't you? To kick things off, the Chiefs dropped an awesome little hype video showing players training, working out, and getting us all amped up over here. I think it was Nick Bolton even threw a medicine ball or something as high as the ceiling, and a very nice transition into people lifting weights. Definitely watch the full video if you haven't seen that already on their YouTube page. Anyway, let's dive into some photos and video clips from yesterday, like an Olympic swimmer, starting with Patrick Mahomes connecting with JuJu Smith-Schuster via this nice catch and run, which I'm definitely showing a few times so you can see it for all that it's worth every 5 seconds of this clip. After that, JuJu was tired and needed to go get his thighs worked on via cupping or something like that. It looks very cool. I thought it was cow's udders at first, I'm not gonna lie. But if you're wondering like me what the heck is going on here, you can always ask Axel, whoever the heck that is. And then we have the clip that everyone seems to be talking about on Twitter. I've even seen channels here on YouTube making 6-minute videos of Justyn Ross and making people wait until the very end of the freaking video to show them this 4-second clip. The heck is wrong with you guys? Anyway, I will show you right now. Here is this clip of wide receiver Justyn Ross making a nice one-handed grab, which looks nice and honestly was a great catch, even though I'm not sure the catch would technically be ruled a complete pass. I feel like it's hard to say if he had possession of that ball when his first foot was down, but what I do know is I'm not a ref, but if I was and you paid me enough money on the down low, I'll do whatever I need to make sure the plays go your way. Seriously though, it's just practice, and that doesn't really matter at the moment. What matters is that chemistry is being built between players, rhythm gets established, and we will start getting glimpses of who rises to the top of the team's attention, and catches like this from Justyn Ross will definitely be doing that. Let me tell you what. Mahomes' response to this catch, at least on Twitter, was, craziest part about this was dude acted like this was normal after he caught it. Well, Justyn, I'm not sure this is normal, you little animal. Travis Kelce responded as well, saying, I felt like I was the only one that got hyped when I saw this live. We need more juice, Justyn. Apple juice, please. Well, here's why you were one of the few that got very hype over this, Kelce, because you see a catch like this and you think, incredible, we need this guy out there making plays like that out on the field. Well, that's because you're a certified starter and a tight end not competing for a starting spot on this roster. Let me tell you what, the rest of the receiving core who saw this catch definitely were impressed as well, but they were thinking much different thoughts. Thoughts like, oh my God, please don't do that ever again, Justyn. I'm trying to make the cut on this roster. Please do not let this man edge me out. And I will make note of this. The fact that Mahomes and Kelce are tweeting about this and talking about it as well is a good sign for Justyn Ross making this roster. I think so, at least. Anyway, with phase 3 beginning and getting going, Charles Goldman from Chiefs Wire noted some things to keep an eye on with OTAs beginning. The first thing is who's healthy and who isn't, because it's expected that certain injured players obviously will not be there because they are injured or coming off of surgery and still rehabbing. Lucas Niang, who is still recovering from his torn patella tendon, isn't slated to return until the end of training camp at the earliest. Rashad Fenton, who's recovering from shoulder surgery, will probably not be around much at the moment, but should be good to go for training camp. Jody Fortson, though, who suffered that Achilles injury last season, could possibly start coming around like right now. Andy Reid said in a presser, I think it was during rookie minicamp or somewhere around there, that Fortson may be back for phase 3 workouts. So there you have it. And then you also have Brian Cook with the shoulder injury, Skyy Moore and Cornell Powell, both with hamstring injuries that were limited at rookie minicamp because of that, but they could all be good to go for phase 3 workouts. And the next question is, who does not show up? And the biggest question mark to me is Orlando Brown Jr., since he's in theory working out a long-term contract extension. He may not show up because he wants his treasure chest of money first, so he can keep buying his fancy outfits. And then next week, Mahomes is likely going to miss a practice or two, so he can go and golf with Josh Allen against old men Rodgers and Brady at that stupid golf event. Another thing to keep eyes on is how they have players working and in what position, mainly the rookies. It's really worth noting how they're looking at Karlaftis and McDuffie, yes, even though they will more than likely be day one starters, but especially others like UDFA's Justyn Ross, Mike Rose, and other draft picks, and how they are fitting into certain plays and schemes. Other players to note are second-year guys like Nick Bolton, who appears to be the team's Mike linebacker moving forward, but also players who've had less of an impact as desired, such as Joshua Kando, Noah Gray, and Cornell Powell. Will they rise through the ranks and show out, or will they fall short of hopeful and lofty expectations? That is the question. And then we need to keep an eye on the O-line, specifically right tackle. Will they be favoring newly added Hulk smash Darian Kennard, or maybe veteran Andrew Wiley will get the initial nod? And here's something a little more spicy. Will Joe Thuney kick out to left tackle, which he's done a bit before with Orlando Brown Jr. not being around during his contract discussions? Or who's going to be getting the nod there? That is the question. Definitely something to keep our eyes on. Lots to look at and consider for sure. And then Tyreek Hill was recently seen lying to the media and trying to give false hope to Dolphin fans.
You know, I got to be that guy who's willing to come out on the field and work hard and show these young guys how to get the job done and potentially win a Super Bowl. So that's what I'm here for.
Listen, man, if you wanted to win a Super Bowl instead of enjoying the freaking beach, you would not be in Miami. No Super Bowl for you. He then goes on to talk about how great of a QB Tua is.
You know, at first I thought it was going to be something crazy, the ball going all over the place, but Tua actually has, you know, probably one of the prettiest balls I've ever caught in my life. So I'm very confident in my quarterback. He's a heck of a talent, you know, has crazy arm strength, arm talent, you know. So like I say, man, we're all excited, you know, just to watch him sling the ball each and every day.
Well, I'm not sure Hill is really that confident in Tua, let's be honest here. I think he's more sure in his own abilities and will certainly make Tua look way friggin' better than he is this season. But good luck catching those passes from him, bud. Have a great time. And then PFF recently released their power rankings, and it's finally something I can honestly get behind without absolutely trolling them. They aren't doing this for shock value, for clicks, for views, and I do appreciate that a lot, actually. They say this: the bulk of the NFL offseason is already behind us, with free agency and the draft adding a wealth of new talent to teams as well as removing some. There is still time to tinker around the edges of rosters, but by and large, the biggest needle-moving changes have been made. So we now have a better idea of which teams are contenders and pretenders, I like that, for the 2022 NFL season. With that in mind, here is each NFL team ranked into tiers as we look ahead into the season. And no, I'm definitely not going to list all 32 teams because nobody cares about the bottom half of the teams aside from their own cute little fan bases. But let's look at where they place the entire AFC West and also a glance at the top 10, starting with the Faders at 16. While they have made some nice moves in getting Devontae Adams, the main area for concern is their offensive line and also the brutal division that they play in. PFF, thank you for being realistic here. 16th in power rankings. I really do love this because this is reality for them until they prove everyone otherwise. And the reality is this: that they are average at best, like their mascara-wearing, overpaid little QB Derek Carr, who has 0 playoff wins in 8 years as a starter. And you guys can comment on my videos all you want about needing to respect teams in our division. And while I do agree to an extent, that doesn't mean I have to like them or say nice things about this filthy little team. So Raiders, 16th. Fine. Love it. Now let's look at the top 10, which they list the Browns at 10. And if Watson isn't suspended for half the season, I could see why they put this, especially if Baker Mayfield is the one playing for them until Watson returns. Next is the 49ers at 9. How fitting. Bengals at 8, which is a little surprising, but they say the Bengals overachieved last season, and it seems unlikely that they repeat that kind of improbable sequence of results this season. And that's actually pretty freaking savage. And since I'm still bitter about losing to the Bengals twice last season, I hope PFF is right on this one, please. Next is the Broncos at 7 because, you know, Russell, I fade into nothingness in the second half of the season, Wilson. They also have the Packers at 6, then the Chargers at 5. And thank you for not drinking the Peter King Kool-Aid. I really do appreciate you all for that at least. Then they list the Chiefs at 4, saying, with the rest of the NFL's contenders in an arms race, the Chiefs chose to trade away one of the most potent weapons in the NFL in Tyreek Hill. They look to replace him, not with any one player, but in the aggregate, big word, with Marquez Valdez-Scantling, JuJu Smith-Schuster, and Skyy Moore additions. And while that may be the best thing for the long-term cap health of the roster, it's tough to argue that the Chiefs won't take a small step backward initially. Nonetheless, as long as Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback, the Chiefs will be amongst the real contenders. That's right, PFF, because in Mahomes we trust. But here's my thing. While they did acknowledge their concern about the Chiefs in this, they still have them listed at 4 above the freaking Chargers because until the Chiefs prove otherwise, they're still top of the AFC West. I mean, Mahomes is literally the AFC West biological father at the moment, and nothing anybody says will tell me otherwise because I have the DNA tests via the division standing for 6 years in a row to prove it. Anyway, back to this article. They have the Rams at 3, the Bucks and Brady, 45-year-old Brady at 2, and the Bills at the pinnacle of this list. It's definitely looking like, in everyone's eyes pretty much, that the Bills are the team to beat in the AFC this season. And we got to be honest here, had the teams beat the Chiefs in the divisional round, they would have beat the brakes off the Bengals, literally throwing them back into the jungle, and would have quite possibly won the Super Bowl. So I don't really have any problems there, aside from the fact that they keep finding ways to lose to the Chiefs in the playoffs because Mahomes is everything Josh Allen aspires to be, but truly cannot figure out how to win when it matters. I mean, let's be honest here. Josh Allen definitely choked on his broccoli at lunch in middle school, I can promise you that much. From there, let's look at some of my favorite comments from yesterday. Casey Noyes says, Skyy Moore looks like Obama, honestly. Well, here's a side-by-side photo of Skyy Moore and a younger Obama to show you that you may need to get your eyes checked, bud. Steve Deers says, your BA, chill on the beard though, not that cool. Well, thanks for the passive-aggressive compliment, I guess, and all I will say is this. The beard life is only for those who can truly handle such a life. Steve also sent over a $5 super thanks, which I'm assuming is for Anthony's son. If you missed yesterday's video, we are helping his son get to his first Chiefs game. He's been mowing lawns to raise money, so I wanted to help him out a bit, and some of you have as well. So thank you so much for that, you freaking legends. I'll get all that money to Anthony soon. I've been in touch with him on Twitter, and I also had a couple donations via Cash App yesterday for Anthony's son, $10 from Lawrence Smith. Anthony himself sent over $5 saying thank you, and Bernard, an elegant name, sent over $20. You are all the real MVP. Thomas Francisco said I should have my own segment on SportsCenter, thinks Stallworth will have some impact on the D-line, and would rather have Darrell Williams on the team rather than Rojo. I also like Williams a lot. I am sad to see him go. Stallworth will have impact in my opinion, but I don't think it's going to be game-changing impact. But I'm willing to be wrong. I would love to be wrong on that, actually. But hey, could you imagine if I had my own SportsCenter segment? Just imagine how that would go. They would kick me out pretty quickly as I'd probably be going off on half the people in the building for their idiotic takes. Daniel Guerrero says, Cole, are you concerned about the Chiefs' secondary and pass rush, or do you think they have the personnel to slow down every elite offense in the AFC West division? Well, don't call the Raiders' offense elite, please, and thank you, but for the rest of the division, I don't know. I am confident in the secondary at the moment, much more so than the pass rush. I'm hoping for another veteran pass rusher to sign with us, but at this point, I'm not the most confident guy in the world here. I have a feeling Mahomes and company is going to have to bail these guys out in more than a few games, that is for sure. And my burner account is back, guys. Cole DeRusa's burner says, hey Cole, It's your favorite burner account back here to tell you that Peter King was indeed doing drugs when he made the power rankings. All right, well, my suspicions are indeed confirmed. R.P. Buffer says, this channel is better than Oatmeal, that's a fact. Well, I hate to break it to you, bud, but Oatmeal is like bottom of the food chain type stuff, so while I am grateful for the compliment, Oatmeal's kind of nasty. Robert Van S says, bearded one, you are the man. I've been a subscriber for a couple months now and have watched your beard grow at least an inch. Keep up the good work on your beard and your show. Well, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Another comment that I can't find at the moment said that I talk like a 3-year-old about the Chiefs, but they love it. I have no idea what to make of that. Your 3-year-old must be the smartest person in the room, I'll tell you that much. Then Dog the Backward God says, I think they brought in Schuster, Moore, and Scantling because they have doubts about Hardman. I sure do. Even with the level of competition in the wide receiver room, he should have been a solid number 2 by now. Instead, everyone is guessing he will be based on his speed. I think he'll get traded after this season instead of re-signed. Well, I'd say they brought in those guys because we lost like every freaking receiver. Aside from Hardman, D-Rob, Pringle, and Hill are all gone, so we needed bodies on bodies. But I will say that the floor level of talent on all of these receivers this year is higher than last year for sure. And I think this is Hardman's contract year, so I don't think we will trade him away next year. He's either going to get extended by us or we are going to release him into the pool of free agency. Same as it ever was says, the last time the Chargers won the division, Peyton Manning was a Colt and Brett Favre was still playing. How are they always so highly rated? Great question, man. We do not know why. Although I will say this, I have the most respect for the Chargers than any other team in the AFC West. I troll a heck of a lot on this channel, but I do like Herbert a lot and think the Chargers are a great team. Eric Wahlberg says, I'll be honest, the first time I saw your show, I rolled my eyes and thought, who is this goofball regurgitating Chiefs news from his living room? In just a few short weeks, though, you are my go-to channel because of your sensible and honest perspective on the news, and you drop videos every friggin' morning. Heck yeah, your interaction with viewers are top-notch as well, including the clapbacks. Who would have thought a guy that looks like Ragnar Lothbrok, I know it's the guy from Vikings, has the gentle voice of Mr. Rogers and the speech patterns of Christopher Walken could deliver such quality content. Let's go Chiefs. All right, this content was incredible. I appreciate you, man. This is actually my basement. My wife would never, ever let me set up in our living room. She only gives me reign over the man cave, aka the basement, but I do appreciate it. And I'm glad you gave me the chance, even though I was some bald goofball just here talking nonsense. So I appreciate it. Appreciate it a ton. Question for you, though. Are you related to Mark Wahlberg? Let me know because I would like to have a wee little chat with that man. Make sure to leave a comment below to potentially be featured in an upcoming video. Sub for more daily news like this. And check out this video here from Pat McAfee diving into Tyreek's recent comment on his new QB. And until next time, let's go. Let's freaking go. How about those?